This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 855. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, Don is back in his service merchandise t-shirt.
Compliments of Diecast, so you can, like as I said in pre-show, you can either thank or blame him.
It's pretty awesome. And of course, you did run a $4 million electronics department sometime in the 1960s. So it's pretty impressive.
Slightly after the advent of electricity, yes.
It was the 90s, right, Don?
I was there from 91 to 94.
We are as far away from the 90s as you were from the 60s at that point.
Oh, wow, I can feel my bones turning to dust. Thanks, Brian.
It's amazing. It's amazing how little culture has advanced compared to the difference between the 60s and the 90s.
Yeah, it's true. That's Chris.
Hi.
Rob's also here.
Hello.
Matt.
Hello.
The aforementioned Diecast is not here. He's at racing school this week. What a life he lives.
He's learning how to crash his Corvette.
He is at a Corvette
Which
racing school. Well, he only has one Corvette at a time, as far as I can remember. I don't think he's on two. He did have 5 on pre-order at one point.
So lucky that those pre-orders didn't all come in the same time.
I know.
Can you imagine the shipping notice or whatever the equivalent is?
Well, they all come from Kentucky, so like I wouldn't worry too much about like the shipping cost, but the shipping notice would be that just like your heart would like it would hit your stomach, like oh no, how am I going to pay for this? Cool. Okay, so John was here last week, John DeLuna, which is great, filling in for both Diecast and Don. But we are DeLuna less this week. Oh man, okay. Hey, so it is November now. This is prime Elf on a Shelf warmer time. I just updated tfradio.net/elf, which is our Elf on a Shelf warmer wish list on Amazon. So that is if you want to donate something this holiday season to a child who is in need, but you don't have a drop box or a venue to donate, a brand new toy in your local community, it'll come to me and I'll donate it. We would much rather you, of course, donate whatever locally, but that option is there for people who are not able to donate in your local community. And of course, we talk about this every week, but it bears repeating. There are so many children out there who will receive nothing this holiday season without the generosity of a stranger like yourself. I am personally right now compiling my donation box, and I'm honestly this year doing a lot of it from my collection. It just has to be a new toy, sealed, unopened. So I am donating all of my Beast Wars reissue stuff that I got over the last couple of years. Just decided I don't need it. It's not part of my collection. So I'm donating it. So you can, of course, go to Walmart, Toys R Us, if you're in Canada, I guess. Toys R Us is on the brain because Don was there this week on his trip to Canada. But Target, Ollie's, Ross, wherever, pick up a toy. For us collectors, it helps if it's something that's clogging the shelves, keeping new toys off, out of our hands, our grubby nerd hands. But it can be anything. Keep in mind there are all sorts of kids out there that need toys. Younger kids, older kids, boys, girls. On the Elf on a Shelf warmer list, I have things for toddlers, kids of all ages. So, again, we'd prefer that you donate locally, but if you can't, go to tfradio.net/elf, and something will come to me, and I'll donate it. And it'll help a kid in my community, but we'd rather you do that locally there with you. And, of course, we take nothing from that. We have no referral fees or anything from that wish list. So we're going to keep talking about this for about another month. We'll have some hard pitches later November, as we get down to the wire. But just want to remind everybody now that it is that time of year. It really does make a difference. And we would appreciate anything that you can do. And if you do it and you send it to us on social media, like retweet us or tweet at us or whatever, we'll retweet it or repost it, whether it's like on Threads or blue sky or whatever. So, yeah, please help. It does make a difference. So I got an email today, and then like 5 minutes later, I got an email from Matt. Deathsaurus is shipping soon. So if you've moved since pre-ordering or backing it, make sure to update your shipping.
So you have a couple weeks to make sure everything's updated. I believe it said to make sure your address updated by November 24th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I
So-
could tell them mine is updated now. Please send me my toy.
Yeah.
I would love to opt in for that.
Yeah, I was really excited to get that email because I was thinking like last week when they did PulseCon, like that was the 1 year anniversary of the launch of the project, and we got no updates.
Yeah, nothing.
That would have been nice to hear on that 1027 stream, a year after we funded it, and any little update would have been nice. But we got the email today, so good news.
Yeah, good news.
The shipping container probably wasn't in yet when they did the stream.
Possible. I mean, it's not like they don't have samples that they could just show the toy or photos.
No,
or
but I mean, they can't like say on the stream shipping soon when they don't know when the container is actually going to arrive in
fair,
port.
fair,
That was that.
fair.
Yeah.
Fair. So we did have the 1027 stream, and I posted the episode 854 after the stream, and I was listening to the to the show. I as a quality check, I listened to it to make sure everything sounds good, and I just want to make sure that I think that we're serving our listeners. But yeah, we were pretty wrong on what was going to be discussed last week. We got to see Silverbolt and Magmatron. And I honestly really like Magmatron. I didn't think that I would. I actually thought it looked pretty nice. So Matt just disappeared. Did Matt disappear?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we were going to talk
We'll
Beast Wars.
we'll come back to Matt.
I was curious what his thoughts are. Yeah, it's Beast Wars. It's Beast Wars Neo. But it could just as easily be just like monsters and stuff like that. It's not like we're talking rabbits or cats or anything. So
Commander Class Stampy,
I would buy a Commander Class
1-to-1
Stampy
scale rabbit.
or a Heinrad.
Yeah.
Or anything like
Mhm.
that.
See, like the idea of a Legacy Heinrad just makes me sad because there's no way it would have the working clock in it, like the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Magmatron does look nice. Like I very much never enjoyed the original Magmatron toy. I always found it to be like stiff and awkward. This looks a lot more dynamic.
I've owned Magmatron. I've owned it I think twice, sealed. I've actually never fiddled with it. And I don't have it now. I was disappointed to find when I was going through my toys. I know I had the Target version that was released in like the Beast Machines packaging.
Mhm.
I don't have it anymore. So yeah, I won't have anything to compare it to unless I pick it up between now and then.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don, what do you think?
Shocked. I was when I found out, it was like we knew it was going to be something, but I don't think we were expecting another Japanese piece anytime soon. And
Well, we knew Magmatron was coming. I mean,
yeah,
it was
but
front
I
and
mean,
center on the poster.
yeah, but I wasn't expecting it to be this soon. I mean, I don't know. I figured it would be something for. I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it, but to see how good it looks. I have the original figure, and it's not the funnest figure to combine. It's not up there with like Tripredacus. It's
No.
not that horrible.
I don't like Tripredacus. Am I the only person that doesn't like Tripredacus?
No, I don't either.
No,
I mean,
nobody
it's-
likes Tripredacus.
Okay.
Like,
I
I
mean-
like the idea of Tripredacus, but
yeah,
nobody likes actually
Magnaboss
fiddling with
Magnaboss
Tripredacus.
was more fun, but that's
And
a very low bar to clear compared to Tripredacus.
Yeah.
This Magmatron looks like it's going to be using every dollar of the price point to give you that kind of figure that character is supposed to have. It's also going to be probably a lot of people's first, because Neo and 2
Second.
is
It's second,
well,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Beast Wars second, that's true. Those figures are very, if you're not used to Japanese Beast Wars,
Or just Takara from that era. It's not just Beast Wars.
Yeah, that era of Takara, it's going to strike you as being a very weird character because it's 3 dinosaurs and they combine into one robot. So it's like it's part Fusor, part B. It's a very strange character that looks awesome.
Now, you said 3 dinosaurs, and my mind immediately went to now we need some third party to make a trench coat for them to be in.
And it's one dinosaur, Don. One's an avian reptile, one's an avian and one is a aquatic reptile.
Mm-hmm.
So Matt, I was going to ask you. Yeah. I know it's Beast Wars, but it could be anything. It could be like just, monsters or whatever. Do you hate it?
I actually don't. As much as I'm sure that surprises most of you because I take every opportunity to trash Beast Wars I can get.
The reason I asked because I had an inkling.
But I think this actually looks really good.
I knew it. It does. It looks great. You're going to pick it up?
To be determined.
Okay.
I mean, that's a pretty high mark for you for a Beast Wars anything, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's Beast Wars second.
Actually, it's Beast Wars Neo.
Okay, Beast Wars Neo.
So Beast Wars second was Japan's first exclusive Beast Wars line that mostly used redecos of Hasbro Beast Wars toys and introduced 2 new molds.
Well, Hasbro's Beast Wars, G2, G1.
Remember, I'm also a big God Neptune guy. So because they're Seacons.
Yeah. So. And then Beast Wars Neo had almost all new mold toys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything what was reused.
There were the heavily modified Beast Wars figures, Thrustor and all those.
That was Beast Wars second.
Oh, that was second? I thought that was Neo.
That was second.
Okay.
Because those were the upgrade forms of the Machine Wars Flip Changer jets and the Starscream BB set.
Yep. Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
I'm certain.
I can never keep these two straight.
I was buying them at the time, so that's something that's like the soft spot that I have. What a soft spot in my heart I have for that era because that's when I first started importing stuff from Japan.
That'll do it.
Of course, then there was Metals, and then Returns.
Although Returns wasn't until several years later.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, but it was Beast Wars. So, yeah. So, Hyper Shouta said in the that there is a tease for Big Convoy on the box. I didn't look that closely at the box.
There is a tusk in the bottom corner of the box.
Oh, so he is the nemesis. He is the villain of Big Convoy. So you kind of have
nemesis is the black repaint.
Yeah,
nice, very nice
figure too.
Yeah, I have that one.
I do too. Target again, right? So yep. So, but I would kill to have, a Big Convoy because I love Big Convoy. I love Big Convoy, and I would hope that he would be a commander class. God, that would be an awesome. Oh, that could be an amazing toy.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know.
And then we could get an Ultra Mammoth again.
Yes.
I want to point out, I was the first person to get Ultra Mammoth. Unless somebody, unless there are people out there who got it and didn't report it, but I was the first person. It was pretty great. I love that toy. Yeah, but I'm excited for it. I'll pick it up. I'll get it. And I really just need a commander class Big Convoy to go with it.
Yeah, Magmatron is just weird enough to pique my interest.
What if they did a Beast Wars second Galvatron?
Okay,
it's even weirder.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too. Go ahead, Don.
I was just going to say the one thing I would like to see about a commander class Big Convoy is to see what they can do with the kibble at that price point, because as everybody knows, you can basically pull all of Big Convoy's kibble off and make the mammoth mode and not even have the robot there. It's just perfectly.
In beast in robot mode, most of it's on his legs. Like it's like the tusks and everything. work out kind of like in G1 with like Prowl's door wings. They just look like they go there, but the legs are horrific. All the stuff hanging off. It's really
now
rough.
I'm imagining this big convoy like Haslab Unicron with just panel after panel after panel on the leg.
And like I'm not saying it would be
bad.
I'm not saying it would be a studio series toy, but we have to think about how they do studio series like movie character toys. Like a new big convoy probably would be engineered much the same way, where the panels are just all like shoved away. Like it's still a big panel forming, but it might be, backpacked a little bit more than just like scattered over the toy like the Neo version.
Yeah.
I don't think they would integrate it that much more, because you would lose the look of big convoy, a lot of it, if you changed how the engineering worked.
You could give him some articulation that he didn't have. That's one thing that I think you typically when we revisit these characters from that era, they lose something. I think he would have to gain something.
I mean, if he was in a commander class too, that's enough. Like for the price point, you could throw the Matrix Buster in there.
Oh yeah.
I think that might be a thing to do with some of the kibble too. Just like have that turn into the Matrix Buster.
That's very smart.
Yeah, Rusted Cross brought up in our chat on tfradio.net/Discord what I was just thinking. I didn't get a chance to say it yet. Make Big Convoy a pretender shell. I mean, there's worse ideas.
Yeah.
I think because he's got his own pretender shell, basically.
Oh my god! I don't have the version. I don't have is the Matrix Buster version. I just checked eBay, $300.
Ow.
So I got a Mandarake alert email the other morning. Fortunately, it came while I was not paying attention to my email. It was for Legends EX Great Shot.
Yeah, I saw it up there.
Fortunately, it was sold out by the time I got there, because I really didn't want to have to fight with myself over spending 21,000 yen on that.
Good call.
Yeah. I mean, it's
a good toy, but
yeah.
That's what, about $150 at this point, though?
Probably something in that neighborhood, but probably would have had another 50 shipping on it.
There was a nice boxed onslaught that popped up this morning. That was a little more than I wanted to pay for it, but like I have I forget which Combaticon that I have boxed, Brawl or something, but I don't have Onslaught. It'd be neat to get like a boxed Bruticus, but like it was about $50 more than I wanted to spend, but it's in pretty nice shape. I check Mandarake multiple times per day. I have a problem.
Sir Guy had free shipping 3 weeks in a row this month, and I managed to actually skip one of them somehow. So,
good for you. So also on the 1027 stream, they reminded us that the Stranger Things collaboration Code Red exists. So that's the Volkswagen T2 van, which is based on the Earthrise Ironhide or Siege Ironhide engineering.
I just don't care.
Yeah, so the pre-orders went up for that. That's why they brought it back up on the stream. So it's $45 SRP. I was able to pre-order one for $19.48
through the Target. Yeah, they had the 25% off deal.
Yeah, so when the pre-order went up, Target had a 15% off sale on Transformers, which that fell under. Then they had the 25% off Circle app thing. So that stacked with the 15. Then from buying the Troop Builder set and all that other stuff I got last month, I had $10 in just like Target Circle earnings credit that I could also apply to that. And then the 5% off from Red Card, taking off the shipping and the little bit of the tax. So yeah, altogether I saved over half on that Code Red and got down to actually a price I was willing to pay for it. So as long as Target comes through with that pre-order, I'm all set.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get that either, but then I saw how good that I have no working knowledge of Stranger Things other than it's a thing that exists. But in those colors, I love the way that looks. It looks so different from the base mold. I love the colors. I like some of the weapons. I was going to do the same thing, Chris, that you did, but I decided to stack mine on Studio Series Bone Crusher
Oh, okay.
because I got that Studio Series Bone Crusher pre-ordered for $97.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so I figured unless that thing actually winds up going on clearance and it's still available, I probably won't see that Bone Crusher for $97.
No, I wouldn't think
Not
so.
when no, it's 160 on the shelf.
So JT Prime says he was able to get it for $8.88 through his own Target shenanigans.
I don't even want it that
Very
bad.
nice. I'm
I
more
mean-
interested in it as a toy of a Volkswagen van
Yeah.
than I am as a Stranger Things toy.
Yeah, I
I've
don't
never
care about the
seen-
Stranger Things part of it at all, but like they've done plenty of retooling on it. It's a vehicle mode that is fairly interesting to me. It's pretty unique in Transformers. A pizza delivery Transformer is also kind of fun. Like it's got enough stuff going for it that I think when I was talking to our Discord friends about it before we started doing the Target shenanigans, I was saying like, if it drops below like 25 or maybe 30 tops through like clearance in several months, like I'll pick it up. And then of course when the opportunity came to just discount it down to under 20 immediately, yeah, I totally jumped on that.
I'm just sitting here looking for a decent price on Matrix Buster Big Convoy.
Good luck.
It's kind of sad that that a pizza delivery Volkswagen van Transformer was not a Ninja Turtles thing instead of a Stranger Things thing.
Oh,
I mean, there apparently was supposed to be a Transformers Ninja Turtles collab thing, but Playmates would not play nicely with Hasbro and what they wanted to accomplish with it.
Sad.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian, quick tangent.
Yeah.
Did you get that thing you and I were talking about, or did you decide not to pursue that?
What you texted me about yesterday?
Yeah,
I'm not buying that.
Okay. I didn't know. I just didn't know if you were or not.
I that's divorce money. Like Kim would kill me. I can't Dononomics that.
Hey, all right, no problem. I just was curious if you were.
I mean, I already have
Well,
the toy, and I have a pretty
yeah,
nice one.
I just figured-
I don't have it in a box. I don't need a box that bad right now.
Okay, that's cool. I just figured you might upgrade it and it wouldn't be as bad.
Oh, I would love to. Believe me. So the thing I've been looking at, not ready to buy, but the thing I'm thinking of more next is a box, and this would have to be boxed. A black Zerak.
Ooh.
It would have to be boxed, and it would have to have no GPS, so I can look at it once and close it up and never look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, like, any black Zarek you buy is always going to be the Schrodinger's black Zarek because, like, it's simultaneously going to have and not have the gold plastic syndrome until you measure it, in which case, like, you're either really, really sad or you're really, really afraid.
I'm
And I
okay.
think either of these are losing propositions.
I am okay collecting things mint and sealed box.
Mhm.
Does AFA slab things that large? Because that would kind of be like the perfect thing to do with the black Zarek.
I think
I was
they do.
thinking that too.
I think they do. But an AFA black Zerak would be ridiculous.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you'd have to do it yourself. Like, you get the black Zarek and have them do it.
That's a good idea.
I know it's off topic, but I was right. There was a new Ghostbusters Haslab.
Oh yeah, it's
It funded.
Yeah, it
Already?
funded-
quickly.
Yeah, within about 30 hours, I think.
Yeah, I was telling Christy that
which
was.
I was not surprised at all.
I
No, not
wasn't,
really.
but I wasn't surprised, but it was like it was that quick.
Well,
Okay, so our Discord
Everybody
friend-
who bought the Proton Pack is going to want this to go with it.
and
my-
our
my
Discord
brother-
friends made a really good point. I'm sorry, Rob, I'll let you go in just a second.
Sure.
Ghostbusters fans do not have like 50 to 75 individual things per year every year to buy. So when the Haslab comes up, they've got the money already that they can pull from and just go straight for it. They don't have to do shenanigans with their financing.
Yeah. Also, my brother actually just got himself the Proton Pack. Like, he got it the day that this Haslab went up, so he is one of the backers of the PKE meter and Ghost Trap Haslab.
Oh, cool.
Imagine, but yeah. He was really impressed by the quality of the Proton Pack. It is really hard to get good, like, super accurate Ghostbusters prop replicas, and the ones that Haslab has done so far have been, a much more reasonable cost than anything fan made. Like, he was telling me, like, constructing your own fan made Proton Pack with like authentic components and all that is like a $5,000 to $6,000 proposition.
And a lot of people don't even have the skill to do it themselves, so they outsource it to other people, which costs even more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cheaper to just buy the Haslab.
Yeah, and this is, I think, the first like major replica of the Ghost Trap that actually has the correct pedal. So that is like,
and it's customizable to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
And the cartridge ejects, which is, another like major thing.
It's pretty sweet.
So,
I gotta admit,
yeah.
I love Ghostbusters, but it's one of those things where I don't have to have toys of everything that I love. If I did, I would buy everything. it's like I was walking through Walmart and I saw the geek toy section in electronics, and I saw Young Frankenstein toys. I'm like, oh, that's one of my favorite movies. I don't need that.
Yeah. Like
I'd be tempted
sure.
to get a Young Frankenstein just of a Frank Boyle action figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know what, like, there is just like a certain mental threshold between things I need toys of and things I don't, and I cannot like articulate what it is. But yeah, I would not need Young Frankenstein.
I think Matt wants to correct Chris.
Yeah,
probably.
Peter Boyle was Young Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't say it because I didn't want to. I didn't want to be that guy. But
yeah, thank you though.
So, okay. Let's see here. Where are we 2 items in? We gotta.
That's fine. You don't have anything to talk about this week.
I don't care about any of this studios. I guess we need to talk about the Studio Series stuff. It popped up at MCM London. So we got to see that Bumblebee Megatron.
Yeah, it's from their new concept art Studio Series line.
And it's a triple changer.
Unfortunately.
Oh, God. They're always a triple changer.
Yeah, okay. So, like, Sam Smith posted a behind the scenes on Instagram for this and basically explained that when they were concepting, they found the art for this Megatron in the Bumblebee movie assets. There was no vehicle mode associated with it because none of that stuff had vehicle modes designed. And so, like, they were trying to decide, do they want to go with Megatron's, flying alt mode, like a reference to that from the first movie, or the tank mode from the second movie? And they basically decided, let's just do both. And they had concept art done up for 2 vehicle modes, which is in the Instagram post. And like, I love the direction the concept art went. It drew heavily from Marauder Megatron from animated, which never actually ended up happening, and that would have been a really cool reference to get in. So like, you can kind of see on the toy where they were drawing from this concept art that was produced, but like, oh boy, did that toy suffer from the realities of having to be a toy and not just beautiful pieces of art.
Yeah, that tank mode it's something.
Both alt modes, unfortunately, are something, and like, I really regret that they didn't just pick one of those in. For my preference, the jet mode, I think, is a little bit cooler looking.
The robot mode looks nice, though.
Yeah, just the alt modes had to suffer so much for actually like being a retail toy.
As a Transformers collector, and a serious Transformers collector, there are times I don't transform my toys. And this, if I had this would be one time when I would just leave it in robot mode.
I mean, especially on a toy approaching $60, I kind of hate like having to live with that philosophy.
If I don't like any of the modes, I'm to the point where I'm not going to buy it. But if I really like the robot mode, I would do it.
Yeah.
But I like this, but not enough to pay $60 for it.
Yes, if this Megatron comes down to like $35 on a Black Friday sale or something like that, I very well may back, or if it goes to Ross for $15 next summer, I very well may like swing back and pick this up because like I do like the robot mode. It's a pretty cool looking robot. It's just I don't see $60 worth of toy there for how those alt modes came out, unfortunately.
No. And so because they have expanded what like a studio means into like concept art and like the games, like the game studio is also like the gamer stuff is in studio series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So during a chat with Hasbro last year, Ben Yee suggested it. Maybe it wasn't Ben, but I'm pretty sure it was Ben who suggested to Hasbro, why don't you go to like the different studios that like produce the animation of G1, and then like have different versions of Studio
Series ACOM.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like the the brand Studio Series has cachet with fans. I'm almost to the point where I could see them doing that now that they're like doing all this concept art and gamer stuff. I would
I'm sure that is on their short list for ways to expand Studio Series going forward.
Yeah, I would be all about that.
What I'm not all about though is Gamer Edition Starscream.
No, that is burn it with fire.
Really sad because I love the 2010 Deluxe based on that same game design, but like this is just all wrong and no.
I didn't much love the original.
Sadly, going by the original is a great toy. I really do like it. Sadly, going by the Instagram post, this is actually more accurate to the final, CAD design for the character. But yeah, it just does not. That may be true, but also just it not look.
Doesn't look right.
Toy.
Yeah,
no. Something about it looks off, and I can't put my finger on it.
Rob, I think you'll resonate with this. Like, just because it's correct does not mean it's right.
Yes, exactly.
I think Chris McFeely was the one that posted this on Twitter when they posted the side by side comparison, and he said, "That's not really help." I'm paraphrasing, but that's not really helping the case. And when you look at the two, it's just. I was never a big fan of that mold. It was okay for me, but I didn't play the games because I didn't have a system, so that was probably lost on me there. But in and of a vacuum in of itself, the new toy just looks clunky. And the old toy had some streamline to it. It looked like Cybertron Starscream. This looks like, and I hate to say it, Play School Cybertron Starscream.
I would buy that. I would buy that over this.
Yeah.
I do appreciate Evan in his Instagram post called out specifically, they responded to fan comments about the weapons on the Gamer Edition toys. So like going forward, they are all going to have 5mm grip pegs now so that the weapons can be handheld and not just plugged into the forearms.
Good.
Okay.
So I do appreciate that for like stuff that comes after this, but not on this.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to get our Sunstorm, right, Chris?
No, my fear has been Sunstorm on the Siege Seeker mold, which
this would be worse. This would be worse. At least you have stuff on the Siege mold already, instead of just this to start over again. Sorry, Rob.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get a chance to check out the original Fall of Cybertron Starscream toy or any of the Seekers cheap, give them a look. The hips are a little bit wide, which can look kind of wonky sometimes, but otherwise just the articulation is good. They are easy and pleasant to transform. And yeah, they're just nice little toys. And it's, they're worth a look. And yeah, just when I saw the picture of this, it's like, yeah, I kept the originals and I am just very, very, very happy with those compared to this.
It's a super solid little mold.
Yeah. So in better news, scrap heap.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That is better news, right?
Junkions are always better news.
And I like it. I love the colors.
Yeah, it looks nice. There's a fair bit of retooling on this. They've actually changed how the motorcycle transforms. The legs actually go in reverse compared to Wreck-Gar and Junkie.
They do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just love the colors on it.
Yeah.
They just speak to me.
He's nice and bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stands out.
Also in the Studio Series reveals, Core Class Mohawk from The Last Night, which is, it's a character that was interesting or at least entertaining in the movie. So, like, people are happy to see that. There's also another concept art entry, which is Rumble, which feels weird since we just got, a couple little cassette guys. Anyway, this one specifically works with the Bumblebee movie Soundwave toy.
And he like goes into the fetal position when he transforms.
He transforms into animated Blur's cube form.
I had a thought on this, and I saw Dawn post the same thing on social media. So it's not just me. But why does this have Bruticus's head sculpt?
Yes,
it does.
It does. And I was thinking, okay, if they're doing any kind of Combaticons, That's the perfect head. But that Rumble couldn't be any Combaticon unless it was some kind of weird pre-tool for a bra. It's like that hurts my head.
It's the Action Master Elite.
That's exactly where I was going. Basically, the transformation and everything.
Yeah. What is that one? Windmill or
Windmill?
So we just need.
Because we did this like 3 months ago.
We just need someone to like design little replacement parts for the arms to get the like spinny blade parts you can put on there.
Yeah.
There's also deluxe wheeljack from Rise of the Beast, which is a licensed Volkswagen van, the classic kind. So like you could get that and Code Red and have like the first 2 generations of Volkswagen camper van, which I think is kind of cool. But I'm a slight Volkswagen nerd, so like your mileage may vary.
I'm just wondering if it's worth, because I've got the deluxe one from the 3-pack.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine, and I've got the one that came with Rhinox.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want. I mean, I probably will get this wheeljack, but he's not. I still haven't ordered him. It's like, do I really need a three wheeljacks?
The mainline one is genericized, so it's mostly a matter of if you want like an actual licensed, accurate Volkswagen body shell around it. Apart from that, I'd probably also go for the mainline one if I had that opportunity. I assume that stuff has got to start turning up at Ross or Ollie's at some point too, because like we were told, like single pack mainline Rise of the Beast toys they came into port in the US and they just never appeared anywhere. So that's got to be somewhere.
At Ollie's in about 6 months.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
Mm-hmm. So I forgot about this. We have our first look at Voyager Optimus Prime from Reactivate.
Yes, I do.
I saw a lot of people really liking this. Uh-huh. I don't have strong feelings either way.
Okay, so the $60 I'm not going to spend on concept art Megatron will do very nicely to go toward this 2-pack of Optimus Prime and Soundwave that I originally was not going to plan on buying because I really like this Optimus Prime design.
It's pretty good.
I don't hate it. I do like it has weapon storage.
Yeah.
That's nice in robot mode.
This looks to me a lot like someone took Classics Optimus Prime and looked really hard at it and said, okay, how can we make this better? And they started by not having the cab shell on the forearms.
I see. I do see that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. I appreciate, especially, okay, for context, we have to remember these toys were designed like 3, maybe 4 years ago. Like these have been hanging around for a while, so it's not the current design team or anything. But like I really appreciate this is an Optimus Prime design that is very visibly based on G1 Optimus Prime, but it is not in any way remotely like Sunbowized. Mm-hmm. If anything, it's closer to an evergreen style, but in a Generations quality toy. And like I'm kind of here for that because we don't have that in any real context right now.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see more about the deluxe Soundwave that comes with this, but like at this point I'm kind of in for the whole 2-pack just to get this Optimus Prime toy because I really, really like that.
You're really selling me on this.
I mean it's cleaner on the back than the Studio Series Bumblebee because we all know 102. I mean, it's an older figure, but it's a lot cleaner. And the vibes I'm getting from this is as a third-party Make Toys did their highly stylized Optimus and Megatron.
I remember that
a couple years ago.
That was like almost 10 years ago, I think.
No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying, I'm getting a lot of. I'm sure that there's no real connection between them, but I'm getting that. There's more flavor in this than just a strict let's do G1 Optimus with Greeble. There's actually some freshness to this that I like.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Like if I wanted like my perfect figure, I'd rather the hands were blue and not gray, but that's kind of a minor thing. Also, with Chris bringing up the comparison to Classics Optimus Prime, I believe the hands on that were black. So
they were.
Yeah. So yeah, and goodness knows that never really upset me about that toy. That was just too good a toy to nitpick that severely. So hopefully this will be the same.
Yeah, Chris sold me on it. I think I'll get it.
I mean, this Reactivate little mini subline that they're doing already for me is like 3 out of 4 hits, and that Soundwave may be like a full sweep if that looks as nice as the other 3 toys have to me. Like, I'm really kind of digging what I'm seeing so far with these toys, and I kind of regret that the development hell of the game probably means we're never going to have anything else based on it, just because like we're kind of too late in the process now to start over on making new toys, and they wouldn't be as nice if they start developing them now as they were when they developed these in like 2019, 2020.
Wait, is this a Studio Series?
No.
Well,
no, this is its own thing.
Just wait 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll pass.
Do we have a picture of the Soundwave yet?
No.
Yeah. So, let's see here. So
soon enough, I'm sure.
So JT Prime, shared on TFW something about some sort of Walmart mystery bundle. Chris, what? Tell me
Several
what I need to know.
Bundles, plural.
There's a bunch.
What do I need to know?
So we don't know exactly when these are planned for. These might be a Black Friday thing. That's JT Prime's supposition, which makes sense to me. These came up because someone found on Walmart's website a listing for one of them that was out of stock but active, and the price point for it was $24.97, so like a normal deluxe price. But it's listed as like Studio Series Deluxe 86 and Transformers 6 bundle. So that's, the TF6 is the Bumblebee movie. So what we think right now, probably these are just like existing stock repackaged into value 2-packs for Black Friday sales. It's probably not super likely that the toys are going to be changed in any way. Like at the low end, probably it's going to be the existing retail packaging with a cardboard sleeve
like
put around
in the past.
them. Yeah. We haven't seen anything like that
It's been years.
A great number of years, but for all the stuff that's like going to Ross's and Ollie's and everything, you have to imagine there is a lot of backstock of this stuff, and Hasbro is going to want to find more ways to get that stuff moved, even if it's to go back to Walmart in value packs.
Yeah, just to get stuff on shelves that seemingly can't get on shelves.
Yeah. And if Walmart is asking for, special like loss leader stuff for the toy department to come in, like, and there's all this backstock, like it's a perfect opportunity for that. So there is 3 of these. No, there's 2 of these like 2-pack sounding bundles and several more like single listing bundles between the different movies and Studio Series 86. And then there are Legacy Evolution deluxe bundles too, 6 of those. So whatever these are, there's going to be a fair bit of this stuff floating around if it ever materializes.
Yeah, well, it'll be neat to see what they actually come up with. It's novel when they do those bundles anyway. Just as I don't know, as a retail nerd, it's neat seeing that stuff.
Shouta is giving some info in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord. He's saying Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution Deluxe Bundle 4 is Tarantulas and Alita. Deluxe Bundle 3 is Wild Rider, and I think that's supposed to mean Prime Knockout. 86 and TF6 Bundle 1 is Perceptor and Wheeljack.
Could it be Wild Rider and Kingdom Prime by any chance?
At the deluxe scale? I mean, I guess if it's the...
Oh, yeah, they are deluxes, so...
I guess if it's the core class...
Yeah.
Oh, no, he said Prime Knockout, so I was right.
Okay, yeah.
Shout to Perceptor and Wheeljack. Do we have a Bumblebee movie Wheeljack toy that I forgot?
Yeah.
From the
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Wow, I did totally forget about that. Wow.
Cool. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's all he has mentioned so far. But thank you, Shouta, for the update. So that pretty much that goes along with our theory that it's just rewrapped existing stuff.
So they're in hand photos, and I'm not going to look at them. Cheetor, versus Waspinator. Apparently, Cheetor's neck tab was broken in package.
Yep, they still haven't fixed that problem with that toy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because like the cheetah head will stay in place in beast mode without that, but like it's just really sad that 2.5, 3 years on, they still have not actually worked out that problem.
I got a notification from Amazon Japan saying that my card was declined. I use my prepaid card, and I only keep money on it when I want to spend it.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon Japan doesn't let you cancel. You can't cancel after certain periods. I'm hoping like I just don't update my payment method, and after like 2 weeks, he'll just kill that order because I don't want it. So I'm hoping that it'll work out that way instead of them like closing my account.
Well, I mean, they're not Ami, so you probably won't get immediately blacklisted.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's jump to what we got this week. Does anybody want to go first?
I can go first real quick. So I'm looking at Ross today and found they restocked their Velocitron Scourges. I didn't buy another one of those, but I did pick up a Lightning Collection Pudgy Pig for like $6, which was the only one of those they had. They have gotten in like a fair bit more of like just general Hasbro overstock stuff. So if you haven't been to a local Ross lately, it's worth going and checking out again. Again, Elf on a Shelf warmer, like definitely you can pick some of that stuff up to go drop in Toys for Tots. That's where Pudgy Pig is going. If I can swing a trip to the Toys for Tots drop off somewhere in the nebulous outdoors out there. So I didn't pick this up myself, but Panda Strong in our Discord found some of the Botbots at one of his Rosses, and he picked up the Out of Controller vehicle set for me, and I just got that in today.
Nice.
Well, for if a small few dollars, like I'm fine with it. I mostly want the Kremzik Megatron gun, in the little pack in there. Yeah, I know the vehicles are not like anything special, although I'm impressed that the controller is more or less 1-to-1 scale. Like I was actually expecting it to be a little bit undersized, but like it's almost it's almost the exact size of an Xbox controller. So like that's actually fairly impressive. When I looked today, I did not see any Botbots of any stripe at my local Ross, which is a little bit disappointing. I'd like to get some of the like 5-packs, but I will keep checking on that. I don't know if I will pick up the pizza vehicle when I see it. Like a pizza car is funny, but I don't know if I need it that much. I probably didn't need this that much either. But I want that one bot. Yeah. So, but yeah, that'll do for me.
I got nothing after last week, thankfully. Rob,
I got nothing as well.
Okay.
I didn't get anything either.
Don?
Save us, Don.
Okay. All right. I've got a very eclectic mix as I want to do.
Take a drink.
Take a drink. Yes. Yeah. Do not. We might put an alcoholic warning disclaimer on the show, Brian, between my shirt and my references. Just a couple of all-topic things. When I was in Canada, I did find a very nice statue of magical
Dark Magician Girl.
Dark Magician Girl. Thank you, from Yu-Gi-Oh. It's going to go on my Sailor Moon shelf, my Sailor Moon statuette shelf, and it's one of the ones that's just a nice, cute little statue that doesn't have negative connotations, which is very difficult for that character to have.
Just never buy one of those secondhand.
Yeah, as Paladin will probably point out in the chat here within the next 5 seconds. The only thing I picked up at that Toys R Us in Canada, of all things, was the Walmart Blue Spawn Mandarin version. That I never actually saw past the first time, but they had it. It was on super cheap clearance, and I wanted to have at least something from the Canadian Toys R Us, so I picked that up for like $8 US, something like that. On the way back, one other thing I got that's not down here is I picked up at Walmart the John Wesley Ship Flash series from CBS in the 90s, complete series, $10.
Nice.
Glad to buy it. Glad to get it.
That sounds fun.
I have that as well. It's got 2 episodes with Mark Hamill as the trickster in it.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
I bought it. I bought it as well. I chose not to mention it on the show.
Yeah.
It's Don though. It's up his wheelhouse.
Yeah, and got some G.I. Joe classifieds from Pulse. Finally got in Chuckles. Nice to get the exclusive Chuckles. He was going very expensive there for the longest time. At Toy Meister, while I was there on the way back from Norfolk, I found retro carded Crimson Guard and the retro packaging.
You didn't find that at Walmart, which is where it's for sale right now.
Which I have never seen at a Walmart anywhere.
I saw one yesterday.
Yeah, well, I got it. Actually, I got it for retail, so I'm really not worried about it. I got it for retail, and then for slightly less than retail, I went ahead and got Flint. I wasn't going to, but I've got Lady J, so you kind of need Flint because I've got Tiger Force Flint, but Tiger Force is going to be on its own shelf whenever.
And now you have the inferior variant.
Yeah, well, pretty much.
It makes Lady J happy. I got Tripwire in. He's one of the ones I had to cancel before I went on vacation because it was going to ship the week I was gone. And considering Pulse uses different ways of shipping things out, I had no idea if it would be FedEx, UPS, or USPS. And some of my carriers are not doing what I asked them to try to do. So, but I went ahead and got it after I got back. Picked up from Shozy Store, I got Dr. Wu Sand Leopard, which is a Legends class Sandstorm. So I thought that'd be a nice little shelf figure, and it's for a triple changer. It's very well done, and it does not look super finicky in the reviews I've watched. So there's that.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that, and it looks really impressive for a toy that small.
Yes, and I thought that'd be. And the only other Sandstorm I've got is my G1 Sandstorm and the X-Trans and the Unique Toy Sorter.
Ooh,
yeah, that's he's on the shelf beside the other triple changers as a shelf filler until something else ever comes out.
Dr. Wu is usually pretty well engineered too.
Yeah. When I was in Canada, I picked up something else that I had to cancel before leaving. Studio Series Ratchet. This is actually my first time opening up this with this mold because I have not opened up my Ironhide yet, and I've not opened up the Death on the Shuttle 2-pack yet. Just for lack of time. But I was on the cruise. A lot of the outdoor activities got canceled because of the nor'easter we were going through. So I had some time, and very good mold, very solid. Connects a lot better than what I've heard the Ironhide does. Just a really great looking ratchet, and I'm glad to pick that up. The last two things I got is something that Rob had mentioned earlier and also a while back. Spirit of Halloween was running that discount coupon there for the longest time. And so I originally picked up their basic, because this is the only one that they had in stock or showing available, their basic Proton Pack to go on my Ghostbuster display.
Okay.
So I got that. So there was that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And then while I was on the cruise, they got the other Proton Pack in stock.
Oh, I've heard about that one. I understand it is a sight better than the
hang on a second,
cheaper model that that I got one of those too, in fact. So the for people who can't see the Spirit Halloween Deluxe Proton Pack is actually life size. So,
oh wow.
Cheaper than the Haslab too by a good bit, I believe.
And I had a 20% off coupon on top of that. The downside is the internet kept going in and out on the boat, so I could not initiate a return on the first Proton Pack because I could not get to the website to actually start a return. So I will probably be selling the smaller Proton Pack if I can to get some of the money back for it, because I don't think I need 2 Proton Packs. 3 if you count the Optimus Prime Ecto 1 box, if you count that.
Yeah.
But I figured this would be a great, and for the price difference, no contest on the features versus the other one. And that's all that's all I got.
Cool. Okay. Well, Diecast got a license to be a race car driver, I think. He just said in text. So so that's good.
Okay, so instead of calling him Blur, do we call him Wild Rider now? Is that going to be more apropos?
I think Blur still is fine.
Well, we can call him Speed Racer.
Yeah, that's true.
He does talk so fast he does get out of sync sometimes. So
yeah. So we want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. And if you want to be a patron, All you have to do is go there and sign up. Patrons get an ad-free version of the show, day early, higher bit rate, a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast, and I just caught up all the ones for October. They showed up this last week. Unedited episodes of RSC. If Don drops a heavy swear or something, it will not make the public feed, but it'll go in Patreon.
Well, if Don drops a heavy box, you're not going to get that in the unedited show.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut that out. Like stuff like Don picking up that box, that's gone. That's not making either version. Hot 5 week early. When I get it posted, I'm still working on that. Patrons at the Touch tier get to be on Hot 5, and Touched patrons also get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits, and I'm going to do that now. And I did update this, so this is current. For November, if you want to be on, I'll make sure that you get on. All you have to do is go to, again, patreon.com/tfradio. I want to thank Kevin Dorsey, Tiger Force's Ninja Consultant, Jason Hiley. If a name changes and I don't know, like I don't get a notification on that, but I don't think that I left Tiger Force's Ninja Consultant off. Jason Hiley, Eric Griffin, Rick Mahurin, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Joey Russell, Sean Williamson, Spider Bob, Jay Klein Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, and Sean Bratton. Thank you all so much. Most of these have been on there for basically since the beginning.
Long time, yeah.
Kevin literally our first patron. So thank you all so much. You guys are awesome. Let's see here. Diecast is not here, but he is Diecast 2 basically everywhere.
He's also in our Discord right now, tfradio.net/Discord.
Oh, he said Vegas is 3 hours behind. I guess he didn't realize that. Oh, okay. That's the reason, because he was busy, not because he didn't know what time it was. Okay. But Diecast is at that Diecast. No, he's at Diecast 2 everywhere, basically. John Luna is at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer is at Robo Rob on Twitter. He's at, I think it's Zonebase or whatever on Blue Sky.
Yeah.
He's at zonebase.org on the internet. And last week we posted the new episode, the Halloween themed episode of Transform Squadron, but that posted. I'm on Blue Sky at Kilby. Yeah, Kilby. Just my last name, Kilby, at B Sky Social, whatever. And I am posting a little more on Twitter. I said I wouldn't, but that's where everybody still is. There's a lot of people who haven't left. So I was actually going through and doing a test. Like, where do people actually see my stuff the most?
Mm-hmm.
Like on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Facebook. To be honest, I get the most response on Facebook. It's not even by a little. So maybe I just move everything to Facebook.
But you see,
but then you have to be on Facebook.
Yeah. It's quality versus quantity.
So Facebook, I think, is demonstrably better than Twitter is at this point. I think it's hard not to argue that.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. Although, honestly, if you think about it, it's not that surprising.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, and it's like where the normies are. So I think they basically cut out the news on Facebook, and I think that killed a lot of the junk that was there. So yeah, it's not actually that bad. But yeah, so and I'm also at briankilby.com. Rob, how do people get a hold of you?
Okay, I'm on Blue Sky at Rob Flails. That is ostensibly for my YouTube channel Flail Throughs, which is still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2. The weekly update is every Wednesday night, so check out the channel on Thursday mornings to see what was in it. And if you like what I'm doing over there, I've got a Patreon, also patreon.com/flailthroughs if you'd like to support the channel, see specific rounds in GBO2. I just got one done that it took me an embarrassingly long time to do, but I can't control what cost mobile suits the game runs queues for. So they finally brought back a low enough cost that I could get this request done. So I think that's running tomorrow, in fact. But anyway, if you'd just like to send me, things, there is tfradio.net/playlist.
Chris.
Well, I'm on the internet at playwithphotography.com, where I have galleries and articles and things of that sort for toy photography. On social media, I'm on Blue Sky at ChrisRTXV. I'm also on Mastodon.social at ChrisRTXV, but nobody uses Mastodon, even less than people use Blue Sky. But if you're there and you want to follow me on Mastodon, go for it. I am actually posting a little bit more frequently on Blue Sky now. It's feeling a little bit more comfortable now that I'm getting a decent follow to follower ratio going on there. So it's actually kind of interesting to start posting on there, and it feels better than Twitter has for the last 18 months. So I'm kind of enjoying that. I also have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist if you want to just do random acts of material kindness at me. And that will, through the affiliate program, help to send a little revenue back to the show.
Matt.
At melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's. I never really post anything, but that is by far, what I check the most. So that's how I can be found.
And Donald.
I can be still found on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I also have an Amazon wish list at DonList, tfradio.net/DonList as well. And that's it for right now.
And
cool.
Did we mention at the top of the show that we do not get any money back from the Elf on a Shelf Warmer list?
We do not.
Yeah,
I mentioned that we do not get a cent out of that. We make no money off of it. In fact, I guess it's an expense to us, but that's the way it should be.
It's just a nice thing to do.
It's a nice thing to do.
Exactly.
It's the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Well, we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one. Bye.
Take care.
Take care, all.
Recording
Chris,
stopped.
I do not need your audio.
What about the thing with the solo button I see in the show notes here?
That was me. Oh shoot! Whatever it was, it cut out for half a second.
Oh, okay. So it's not that big a deal.
It's
What was
not
I
a big
saying at that time?
I don't know. I was trying to mute myself, and instead of when I brought the slider down on my mixer, there is a button that says it's a solo, and I hit it by mistake, and it muted the channel coming in. I probably did lose what you said, but it was so brief it could just be I was going to say a Skype, but a Zoom cutout. That was a quick show. It was an hour. We aimed for an hour. Honestly, if we could do the show in 30 minutes, I would prefer it because, generally speaking, listenership on podcasts is way higher the shorter it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I listen to one podcast that's over 2 hours, and I don't hate the podcast, but I am not going to invest usually more than an hour to anything. Typically, everything I listen to is 30 minutes or less.
God, I'm the opposite. I usually shoot for the longer ones just because I tend to listen to podcasts when I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
I tend to have so many different podcasts that I listen to that if everything was 3 hours, I would not be able to listen to the stuff I want to listen to.
It's like when I'm working down here, I'll put on. There's one podcast we all know about that generally runs around 2.5 to 3 hours, and I'll post it on just to have. I know I've got plenty of background noise for the next 2 hours to keep working without having to go over and find something else to listen to.
Yeah, I don't really listen to podcasts at home because attention span is a thing. But for driving, I want podcasts to make the time go by faster, and it's easier to pay attention to the podcast when I'm only having to pay attention to the podcast and driving. That's about the right split level for me to stay engaged with both things. And in that case, I do kind of want longer stuff because I'm usually driving for at least a couple hours at a time. But by the same token, I would rather have multiple episodes of the same podcast to cycle through that time because the content is more fresh every so often, every 45 to 90 minutes.
Yeah. So I have multiple science podcasts, multiple history podcasts, a baseball podcast, multiple political podcasts, news podcasts, a couple of video game podcasts, a couple of wrestling podcasts that I listen to. I have 30 podcasts in my feed. So my
tastes aren't that varied, so I have fewer choices, which is probably why I like longer podcasts than you.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, my thing is, like, if I'm doing a task, I will tend to focus pretty heavily on that task to the exclusion of a lot else. So it's hard to actually listen to a podcast while I'm doing some kind of work because, like, 15 minutes will go by and I will realize, oh, I have not processed anything this has been saying in that whole time. And, like, I either have to go back, or at that point, it's just like, well, why even bother? And then I turn it off and go back to what I'm doing without the podcast anymore.
I've gotten to the point where I listen to all my podcasts at 2x speed, and I would probably listen to more than that if my podcast player would go more than 2x.
Mm-hmm.
Like audiobooks, Audible do 3x. That's probably the point where you should stop.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about having books narrated by Alvin and the Chipmunks.
It's not. It keeps the pitch.
Oh, good.
But I will say, like, listen to a podcast at 2x, and then for whatever reason, accidentally listening to it at 1x. The people that you listen to, they sound so stupid. Like, it makes them sound like really dumb when they're like speaking at their normal rate of speech because you're used to them speaking like super fast. It's really disturbing.
I wonder if John Mashida's ever done a book on tape.
I don't know.
That's the thing I'd like to know.
Yeah. You would hope someone at some point would have tapped him for that, just for the novelty. John Mashida narrates a book about speed reading.
Yes.
So Howard Stephen Berg, I think, narrates his own book on speed reading.
That reminds me. I need to look up A Stitch in Time, the audiobook version of that.
It's very good.
That.
It's very good. Like, but you have to listen to. I have to. That one I listen to at 1.5x
because Andrew Robinson has slowed down a little bit.
Slowed down.
Yeah.
So he sounds older, but if you listen to it at 1.5x, it sounds more like he did 30 years ago.
Okay. No, Brian, go to hell. Deep Space Nine was not 30 years ago. I refuse to accept that.
Got some bone crumbling sounds there, Chris. Welcome to my world.
Yeah. But yeah, the Stitch in Time audiobook is really good. So that's how I don't own a copy. I've got an ebook. I didn't read it.
For shame.
I guess, yeah, the thing I guess I took away from it, which not every, how do you say this? How do I say it? He is not a Mary Sue. Like, no. in DS9, he's kind of a Mary Sue in the sense that he's this spy and he's so insanely good at what he does. And
yeah, I mean, he's definitely like a little bit of a writer fulfillment character.
Yes.
He's not a Mary Sue because he doesn't write himself.
Right,
like,
right.
That's
okay.
kind of
fair. But like, but in the novel, he's good. He's very good.
He's much more fallible in the novel.
He's much more fallible, and he's like at the top of his group, but he is not the most elite of the elite of the elite. Like,
yeah,
a Kirk. Funny thing is, like, in the novelization of the Star Trek the Motion Picture, Kirk points out that he's one of the last. He's one of the last crews where they specifically didn't pick the most elite of the elite of the elite because like they tried the people that were explorers in Starfleet later on became like the most elite people because of I don't remember why, but it's specifically called out. But like Kirk is like literally the most elite of the elite of the elite, like Starfleet captains ever. But like they make a point in the novel to say that the later crews featured like more elite personnel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of weird. But yeah, but in the novel of in Stitch in Time, he is really good, but not like a wish fulfillment. Superhuman, super whatever.
I think also in the context of Deep Space Nine, you can kind of look at it two ways. Like, we're comparing Garrick's behavior and performance level to just like human Starfleet officers primarily who are in a completely different league of skill set. So like Garrick looks amazing by comparison to that. Also, in comparison to his Cardassian colleagues of the past, like basically everybody he knew in his prime of life is dead at this point too.
Yeah.
So he is one of the last like elite operatives left. So he's kind of the best of the best that's around in that sense.
But like he I mean, obviously there is professional pride in what he does.
Yeah.
Like I think it's basically almost illustrated that he's superior to like the Tal Shiar, and we've seen Section 31 kicking around. He's superior. He's pretty much superior to Section 31, like in what you see. So it's like as far as like intelligence operatives, he really does in the show come across as,
a little much.
Yeah, peak intelligence officer.
At the same time, though, I'm perfectly willing to, live with that and let them be, on their merry way with it, because, like, that trope is just a lot of fun.
And he's still the best character on the show.
It's between him and Morn. I'm not exactly certain which one. He's my favorite, but I love Quark.
Mm-hmm.
I love Odo. I think Odo is, he's kind of understated a little bit.
I think we can save some time here and just say like all the characters in Deep Space Nine are really great.
Yeah,
I love Nog.
Nog. Yeah, that's
Nog is so good for having such a developed character arc. Over 7 years.
Yeah.
Yes,
and Jake also.
Yeah. Oh God, Jake. Yes.
Jake flatlines for part of that, but like Jake really develops a lot over the course of the series if you look at it in totality.
Especially after, like, screw it, I don't want to be a Starfleet officer.
But is it wrong though that the best like Jake episode it's not Sarah Clofton?
It was Tony Todd.
The Visitor.
Yeah, no, I mean I know what you're talking about. Like I'm just thinking like that's a tough call.
I'm kind of, I can't remember the title right offhand, but the one
Visitor.
where, not that one.
Oh,
a different episode.
Yeah, the one where he's on the behind enemy lines with Bashir.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that one.
That was an amazing episode, and that was Sarah Clofton.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about that, and when like he just like flat out said, I don't want to go into Starfleet. I want to find my own way in life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Dad. I don't want to follow in your footsteps. Basically, like those 2 points are like the really strong moments outside of the Visitor and somebody else playing the part. But like, yeah, Jake had a really good development arc over the series, even if there was obviously like parts of seasons where the writers had no idea what to do with him to keep him active in the show.
And of course, Wayun 6.
Yes. Well, all the Wayuns, really.
6. 7, not as much.
Okay, not as much. I don't remember which number Wayun. It might have been number 6, but
I think 6 was the one in the show primarily.
I think. Yeah, I think 5 was in the To the Death.
Tragically died in a transporter air quotes
No,
accident.
6 was the one that tragically died, I thought, and he was replaced with 7 in the later. Not that it matters.
Maybe it was 4 into the death, and then 5 for a little bit. Who died in the? I don't know. Anyway, whatever Wayun clone it was in the episode where
in the cards.
Well, okay, there's that, but also no, this was a really minor thing. So there was the Cardassian who was not Kira's like secret father, but like Kira got kidnapped by the Cardassians and surgically altered and was used to frame this guy by posing as his daughter. And then he came back later on because he was dying, and Dukat and Wayun came on the station, and Dukat tried to leave a poisoned bottle of Kanar for that Cardassian, and Cisco brought it back to them, and Wayun just took a big swig from it and said, "Wow, that is toxic." And then, dropped the whole, Vorta are immune to most forms of poison. It really helps in being a diplomat.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I think there's one other character you're forgetting.
There's a lot of characters for forgetting.
Well, Vic
Not
Fontaine.
forgetting, just not mentioning.
I love Vic Fontaine.
Yeah.
I like my second favorite episode. Maybe like It's Only a Paper Moon.
Yeah.
I love that episode. God, I love that episode.
Again, fantastic Nog episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great that they were able to bundle a Nog and a Vic episode together.
I love it.
And also Bada Bing, which was, the iconic Vic episode with everybody else. No, I mean, I even like
the last bottle episode of the show.
Yeah, I even like Kai Wynn.
Yeah.
Like her role in the show. Because like she had a weird journey for herself too.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of good acting to make you hate someone that much.
I will never be happy with the ending to her story. I felt it should have gone a different way.
No,
I've
said this many times, and I will say it again right now. She should have been the final antagonist for Deep Space Nine. It should have been her versus Sisko in the fire caves, not Sisko versus Dukat. Like, Dukat's ending needed to be that he was completely irrelevant to what he thought was going on.
Yep. Completely at odds with everything he felt about himself during the entire series.
Yes, exactly. Like, Kai Wynn tried to basically portray Sisko as being the Bajoran devil to her people because of what he represented, and it would have made the most sense for her to be in league with the evil one, the Pirates, fighting him, and have that be the final confrontation of the show. Like, she was about to unleash the evil that she thought she was trying to destroy by aligning herself with
that would wrap it up really nicely, but that would have been so unsatisfying for so many fans.
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah. So another favorite character,
especially if the Bajoran people saw her for what she was before she died.
Yeah. Another favorite character is the baseball.
Just take me out to the holosuite.
Well, I was just thinking when the
you mean the Orb of the Emissary?
Yeah. Well, I was when the Cardassians take back control of DS9.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he left his calling card.
Mm-hmm. I'm catching up on Lower Decks. I'm only on like the 5th episode. I haven't 4th episode of the season. I feel bad that I haven't.
I just kind of want to go watch Deep Space Nine now that we've been talking about it.
Yeah,
it's been way too long since I've seen O'Brien suffer.
Deep Space Nine was so good.
Still my favorite.
Well, let me ask y'all a question. Since y'all are, I mean, I like Deep Space Nine, but y'all are more the aficionados than I am. Why do so many people don't like the episode with the imaginary people? Like Rumpelstiltskin.
Oh, if wishes were horses?
Yeah.
Because it was a very early series episode.
I basically don't remember any episode after Emissary until like season 3.
So, Don...
But Buck Bokai was in that episode, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah, the supposedly greatest baseball player of all time who was a 5'2", portly little Asian man.
I don't remember it.
So, Don, as much as people may or may not dislike If Wishes Were Horses, like, they must like it better than The Storyteller.
That is the best horrible episode.
It's so bad.
Okay, now which one was
which one was The Storyteller?
That's the one where O'Brien temporarily becomes a cult leader on Bajor.
Yeah. I don't even remember that.
Me and Matt watched it with Hey Mickey one night. It was a time.
Amazing.
Yeah, so like the elder of this village is, ill and dying, and he's got this role where every night or something he has to like rally the village and tell them a story to drive away the Dalrock, which is some kind of fake thing generated by a fragment of an orb that he possesses. Like, there's no real like clear logic to why any of this is happening, but it's certainly happening, and O'Brien has to do it for a while because the heir apparent is just not worthy, and he's trying to. It's a terrible episode. It really is,
and it's amazing to me hearing that, realizing that Roddenberry is long dead by this point.
Oh, I mean, it's not
Season 1, so recently.
It's not Roddenberry bad, because like that. As some people will call that sacrilegious, but like everything wrong with TNG season 1 was Roddenberry's fault.
Absolutely.
Like, hands down. He did not understand the era he was making TV for anymore.
Yeah.
And it's very good that he was pushed out of his position of control over that. But yeah, like, it's not
Which is why the series gets miraculously better around season 3.
Yeah. But even partway through season 2, honestly.
Well, there were still some writer strike issues, but
a little bit, yeah. No, the storyteller's not Roddenberry bad, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad in the way you can laugh at it, obviously, because like we made the experience out of it. But, whoo boy,
I saw something recently talking.
No, my favorite part though is where Bashir and O'Brien decide that, you know what, this cult would be better off following the guy who just tried to kill me.
Yeah, yeah. Everything worked out in the end. What, Don?
Classic.
I just saw something talking about Star Trek, and Thomas Riker was mentioned. Oh, God,
we've been talking about Star Trek for 10 minutes.
No,
we didn't talk about
he was never seen again after Deep Space Nine. Yeah, after season 3 episode of Deep Space Nine.
Okay, now I just remember
it's called Defiant, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. The last episode of Star Trek that I watched, not counting Lower Decks, was on Pluto TV a couple weeks ago. I sat down and watched The Perfect Mate, and it's like surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's like a super memorable episode, but like, it was. I sat down and watched. I'm like, I think Patrick Stewart is my age in this. Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, he was mid-40s, going into his 50s, shooting TNG, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he's like 80-ish now.
Yeah.
Playing like a 68-year-old
mm-hmm.
in the show. The best thing with Picard's age is in the first duty in season 5 when he goes and sees Boothby, and Boothby tells him that, like, yeah, when you were in the academy, I was about your age.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Which also cements Boothby, the Academy groundskeeper, as being a little over 100 when he first appears in the show.
Mm-hmm. I mean, probably longer in the future.
Yep. Did y'all see what Catherine Rufus just posted in the Discord? Apparently, they in a storage building, the 3-foot-long Enterprise was found in a storage building. The one that was stolen from Gene's office, apparently, it was found in a storage building.
Oh, that's amazing.
Huh.
That is amazing. That is much bigger than the Enterprise that I have on my desk, which is from the new Playmates toy line.
That's even bigger than the Mega Bloks one Mickey has.
Wait. The person tried to sell it on eBay.
Oh yeah, the way this is reading to me, they bought an abandoned storage unit and it was in there and they were trying to sell it.
Oh yeah, Triplet brings up an interesting one too. Move Along Home.
Oh God,
which episode is that?
Another first season Deep Space Nine, so you probably don't remember it.
Yeah.
Cisco and Kira and Dex and Bashir are trapped in the game while Quark is playing to save their lives.
I know for a fact, like, at least from start to finish, I've watched Deep Space Nine season 1 twice, and that doesn't count like sporadic viewings over the years. But like, I have no recollection of anything, like, really between
the one where they play hopscotch while singing.
I don't remember it.
Oh. The cast wishes they could forget it.
Well, I mean, if you take that instance of the cast wishing they could forget making an episode and compare that to the TNG cast and the episode they wish they could forget making, which was Code of Honor.
I remember Code of Honor.
Everyone remembers.
Everyone remembers Code of Honor.
A Code of Honor is like a magic cloak. Or a Code of Honor protects one captain like a magic cloak. That was the line. That's so terrible.
I've seen that episode all the way through once, I know of. Maybe twice.
Did me and Mickey do that to you?
No, I did it to
Damn.
myself when I bought the Blu-rays and decided
Okay.
to watch every episode all the way through. I've had those Blu-rays for years and have never gone back for a repeat viewing of that particular episode.
I believe when I went and visited Mickey earlier this year, I made him watch that episode again. Also, when Lord Taco came over one night, we sat and watched Star Trek Nemesis, so we were just all kinds of bad Star Trek decisions.
Yeah, he deserves that, though.
Yeah, that was pretty much my thinking, too. Yeah, I gotta say, having watched that for the first time after many years, Star Trek Nemesis, yeah, it's still really bad.
I have not seen it in well over a decade.
I haven't watched it since I saw it in the theater. I own it. In
Oh yeah, I
versions.
own it. I own it too because I've got the 4-pack of Next Generation movies.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it since it first aired. In the theater when I saw it with Triplet, and I never watching it again.
That's something else I think I've seen exactly 2 times.
I still think that
it was horrible. Yes, we all agree.
I don't know which I think is worse, it or the second Kelvin timeline movie.
See, I haven't watched any of those past 2009, so I'm good
They're
there.
both so bad.
I bought a copy of Into Darkness that I found at the Goodwill outlet for $2, and I've never bothered to watch it.
It is so horrible. And I remember somebody on Twitter was saying, "Well, critics liked it. I don't care."
Right?
It's genuinely horrible. It's bad Star Trek, and it's.
Yeah, I mean, at least Insurrection wasn't derivative of something that had come before.
It's just bad.
It's just bad.
Insurrection would have been a great 2-part episode.
Yeah, it would have been. Yes. I mean, I just recently rewatched First Contact, and it is great. It's not Wrath of Khan great, but it is great.
Oh, did I say Insurrection? I meant Nemesis. At least Nemesis is a derivative of.
Oh, okay.
Unlike
it's derivative of Wrath.
Shattered Glass, Wrath of Khan, or Into Darkness.
They're both Nemesis and Into Darkness are both Shattered Glass, Wrath of Khan.
Zero G Frame says he likes Nemesis. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. I mean, it depends on when you started in the Star Trek, I guess, and everything. I genuinely hate it. Genuinely, deeply hate it.
Also, Triplet is in there asking, why would I hate myself to watch Nemesis? It's not that I hate myself, or it's not how much I hate myself. It's how much I hate Lord Taco.
Yeah, but like when Wrath of Khan, when Nemesis was out, I remember during the press scrums, or not scrums, this press tours or whatever it's called. They were specifically trying to compare it to Wrath of Khan, talking about the dueling genius aspect of it, but this time it's Picard and a clone of Picard, as opposed to Kirk and Khan.
That might be the movie they wanted to make, but it's not the one that they did.
It's yeah.
So one thing I will say for Nemesis from the rewatch is it's not nearly as long as I remember it being. In my mind, I think I expanded the experience of watching Nemesis out to days, because that's kind of what it felt like the first time.
So sort of like the
right back 1 second.
sort of like the V'ger scene in the motion picture when they're going to V'ger, and it's just like,
yeah, that's a long movie.
Yeah. Okay, I understand why the motion picture is set up the way it is. And again, I say it's Roddenberry's fault. But
yes.
I understand why it's Roddenberry's fault, because finally he had the money given to him to make the Star Trek that he could see in his head the whole time they were shooting the original series. You can actually put that on film for other people to see, and he wanted, other people to see like every excruciating little detail, as many flyby shots and everything as possible. Like, I get it from
they're beautiful shots of the ship, granted. There's just a lot of them.
Also, I feel like part of the motion picture's problem is that when they started working on it, when it was, the first script for Star Trek Phase 2, or, whenever the, lineage of that starts, the biggest science fiction movie of all time was 2001.
Oh, right.
I thought 2001 was a flop.
I don't believe so.
It was critically panned when it came out.
Okay. But yeah, regardless, in terms of that is a movie that is a lot more deliberately paced, a lot slower. And by the time that they got the motion picture done, Star Wars had happened. So,
well, it got done because Star Wars happened.
Yeah, but the movie they were trying to make was not a Star Wars movie, obviously.
No.
And I mean, kind of for the best, I think. I don't think what Star Wars would have worked for Star Trek any more than what 2001 worked for Star Trek.
Yeah. I mean, basically, Star Trek 2009 is more or less Star Wars as a Star Trek movie. So
I want to go back to what I was saying a minute ago about the standards. It wasn't that the people who followed Kirk were superior. It was the people that came before. So let me just read this real quick. This is from the novelization of the motion picture.
Oh.
It seems my vision's horrible. It seems an almost absurd claim that the primitives make better space travelers than the highly evolved, superbly intelligent and adaptable new humans. The reason for this paradox is best explained in a Vulcan study of Starfleet's early years, during which vessel disappearances, crew defections, and mutinies had brought deep space exploration to a near halt. This one controversial report diagnosed those mysterious losses as being caused directly by the fact that Starfleet's recruitment standards were dangerously high. That is, Starfleet Academy cadets then being selected from applicants having the highest possible test scores on all categories of intelligence and adaptability. Understandably, it was believed that such qualities would be helpful in dealing with the unusually varied life patterns which starship crews encountered during deep space explorations. Something of the opposite turned out to be true. The problem was that sooner or later, starship crew members must inadvertently deal with life forms more evolved and advanced than their own. The result was that these superbly intelligent and flexible minds being sent out to by Starfleet could not help but be seduced eventually by the higher philosophies, aspirations, and consciousness levels being encountered. I have always found it amusing that my Academy class was the first group selected by Starfleet on the basis of something more limited somewhat more limited intellectual agility. So Kirk was supposedly of the sort of Starfleet, cadet that was less intelligent than his forebears. It's just funny. I don't know. I always just thought it was fascinating. The novelization of Wrath of motion picture is actually really good. So it's definitely worth reading. And of course, you can get it at McKay's for like 75 cents.
I bet it takes less time to read that novel than to watch the damn movie.
I really love the motion picture, actually.
I like it for the technical achievement.
I enjoy it.
If I fast forward through a lot of those, beauty shots, it paces a lot better.
Yeah. Also, the novelization goes into the nitty gritty of it's much kinkier than the movie that it resembles. I'll just say that.
Okay.
It goes Decker.
The Delton thing.
Yeah.
Decker
it goes into that way more.
Uh-huh.
And Decker apparently, I don't remember it from the movie, apparently gets it on with the robot version of Aaliyah.
Yeah, I don't think that happened in the movie.
It specifically happens in the novelization. He does it to try to remind her of who she is.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's more Kirk-like.
Guys, y'all guys have a good night. I've got to be at the dentist at 8 in the morning.
Yeah, I think that's a good episode of Star Trek podcast for the post show. I'm gonna actually hop off too.
Yeah,
so,
people watching live, I'm gonna kill the stream. So we
Yeah.
love you. Bye. Bye Twitch.
Bye, everybody. Y'all take care.
Bye Don, and bye. Dang it. Bye YouTube. Here in a second. As soon as I can hit stop in stream. Bye YouTube. Yes.